Hello, welcome back to where, to who, to what, to Hedgie English. We're watching Popeye for President, an old cartoon from the 50s, I believe, maybe earlier, about our friend the sailor, Popeye the Sailor Man. And he's running for election. He is a candidate to be elected, and so is Bluto, of course. We find out that their votes are tied. They have the same number of votes. And the winning vote, the vote which will choose who wins, belongs to Olive Oil, the usual love interest of Popeye and Bluto. And now Olive Oil, we see her, she's chopping wood. She's very bad at it, but she's chopping wood. And they ask her to vote for them, and she says, I can't vote. I can't vote until I finish chopping wood. And Popeye immediately says, no sooner said than chopped, darlin'. Again, a play on the phrase, no sooner said than done. He grabs the axe and runs away, and it looks like he's going to chop the wood. So let's see what happens next. And let's see what happens. A little bit technical difficulty for a second. Let's see what happens after this. Bluto reacts. He puts his head forward like, what the hell? And his arms are back. He reacts, and then we cut to Popeye running up to a tree, holding the axe. So Popeye, he takes the axe, he pulls the axe back. He's going to swing the axe. He pulls it back to swing it, but Bluto runs up, grabs the axe before Popeye can swing it, and says, that vote is mine. And then kicks Popeye in the backside, an old word for that part of your body. Kicks Popeye. The kick sends Popeye flying, and Popeye hits a barn door. A barn, the place you normally keep animals, pigs, cows, sheep, whatever, animals. Popeye hits the barn head first and gets crushed, becomes tiny, only the size of his hat, or maybe instead of crushed, smushed together. We hear a kind of a sound that something tight is being opened, and feet pop out of the hat, and there's, I guess, Popeye's feet, and the feet start to walk back. Now, cut back to Bluto. Bluto is pulled the axe back, and he's about to swing. So, a very Popeye thing. Let's go back for a second. Bluto, we see that he chopped the tree, and he swings the axe for the last time. He swings the axe and hits the tree, and the tree starts to fall, and he yells timber. This is a normal, like a cliche that a lumberjack, a person who chops trees, when the tree starts to fall, they yell timber because it's dangerous and you don't want anyone to be hit by the tree. So he yells timber. It's what you yell when it falls. And then the tree, it starts to fall, and we cut back to Popeye. Popeye becomes full Popeye. He gets his body back and then sees the tree is going to hit him. He's shocked, but because he's Popeye, you can see his big giant forearm. Remember, this is an arm. This is the forearm. You see his big giant forearm, and he winds up, he brings his fist back, and he starts punching the tree, punching it, but so hard that he punches it and it becomes firewood. It's like he chopped it. Punch, 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 punch. And we hear the theme song, the song that we think of with Popeye. We hear the theme song in the background because Popeye is doing, something cool and amazing. And the wood, the punched or chopped wood, goes flying over Bluto's head. And Bluto is looking up. It's like, oh my God. It's like a stream of firewood over Bluto's head. And the wood, the chopped or punched wood, lands right in front of Olive Oil, neatly stacked. The firewood is stacked neatly into a pile.
Now will you vote for me?
He runs up to Olive Oil and he said, "Now will you votes for me?" Remember, a short version of you, and it's Popeye, so he puts an S on it, votes. But it should be, "Now will you vote for me?" Now, after this, will you vote for me?
Well, the field still needs plowing.
She goes, well, like she's thinking, well, the field, a big grass place, still needs plowing. Still needs to be plowed.
Okay, Olive.
He yells, "Okay, Olive," and runs off. Bluto does a head motion that shows he's shocked. He gets angry. That is a plow. You use it. The object Popeye grabs is a plow. You use it to plow a field, to make a field ready so you can plant seeds, so you can plant things. Popeye grabs the plow. Bluto grabs Popeye and throws him to the side, throws him off. Popeye lands on a fence. He lands on a white picket fence, and he lands between two pickets, I think. Popeye does a shocked look. Everyone has this shocked reaction in this cartoon. And we cut back to Bluto, who is now plowing. Cut back to Popeye, who looks like he's going to do something. He grabs the fence. He takes the fence into his hands. He rips the fence out of the ground. He rips the entire section of the white picket fence out of the ground and lifts it over his head. And then we see, this is now it's a pattern. Popeye gets hit into a barrel, and then with wheels, and we see him wheeling himself down the street faster than Bluto can drive. Popeye gets punched or thrown into a barn, and a tree is going to fall on him, and he can punch the tree and accomplish his task, do what he wanted to do, and now Bluto throws him into a fence, and he uses the fence to plow the field faster than Bluto. Bluto does the shocked head motion. You side to side and then stick your neck forward. People should do this more in real life. I would be honored if someone reacted to something I did with this head motion.
Plowing's all done.
Popeye jumps in front of Olive Oil and says, "Plowin's all done. The plowing is all done. It's finished."
Now to the polls.
Now to the polls. Short way of saying now let's go to the polls. Now to the polls. The polls, remember, the place where you vote. and olive oil. She refuses. She pulls back her hand from Popeye's grasp from his hand, and she goes, I almost forgot that hay must be put in the hay loft. And the camera cuts to this, the hay, that the yellow plant substance that you feed to cows, horses. You use it on a farm. I'm not a very good farmer. And that hay is in a little wagon with 2 tiny wheels. It's a lot of hay. Something tells me Popeye can do something with this, though. Popeye runs up to the car. It's an old car, an old vehicle, and he grabs the crank, and he starts to crank the car to make it go. He starts to crank it, but Bluto, he sees this and he gets on the vehicle. He gets on the little car and starts to drive it. And he runs Popeye over. He runs Popeye over with the car that Popeye had just cranked. Who is the double crosser now? So we will stop there for this time. And I hope you enjoyed this part of Popeye for President. And please, if you liked it, just give me a little love, like, share, subscribe. Everyone says it, but I really mean it. And hop over to the Patreon if you can. Because, once people start doing that, we can make some cool stuff. Do some more cool things. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again soon.